the concerned face, for when their passive aggression has transformed into passionate aggression, for when your mother is beginning to spend a strange amount of money on conspiracy theory literature and shovels, for when your friend says something profoundly depressing beyond their usual level of poetic pessimism, for when someone in the group chat clearly needs a shoulder to cry on, and preferably that of a licensed professional, for when you really think your friend should get that thing on their thing checked out. The frank face, for when you don't get the joke because it sounds more like a fact, for when you want to know someone's honest opinion about the length, squishiness, and bounce of your earlobes, for when you have a friend that asks you weird questions about the public perception of their earlobes, for when you think it should be obvious that this isn't the time to bring up what happened to the neighbor's old neck massager, for when someone remembers you saying something that you don't ever recall saying, for when you hear a recording confirming that you really said it, but begin to wonder if that's what you really sound like, for when you realize something about yourself, like that perhaps you're too naive and should think twice before giving people seventh chances. The reflecting face, for when you need to confess something, for when you're doubting yourself and your dedication to reimagining society's relationship with chewing gum packaging, for when you're reflecting on humanity, trying to understand that which you feel you might never come to fully understanding, for when you're not sure what to do, think, or feel about something, for when you're mildly disappointed, but you're quite used to the feeling. The blank stare, for when you don't understand, for when they explain it to you 3 times, in 3 different ways, but you still don't understand, for when now they don't understand why you don't understand, so you try to explain, for when you do understand, but you just don't relate, for when you realize you've been reading horoscopes for the wrong sign your entire life, for when you're indecisive and are stuck in that all too familiar limbo of indecision, for when you have an amazing point to make, but forget a word and subsequently the point itself, along with what made it seem so amazing in the first place, for when it's almost time to go to sleep, but you're suddenly really craving a full and carby feast, for when you wake up from a crazy dream, still dazed by what the hell you just went through. The cute stupor, for when you're glad something you did by accident was perceived as delightfully thoughtful, for when you're extremely excited on the inside, for when you don't know what a word means and have to ask, for when you give the best advice you could possibly offer, which you learned from years of heart-wrenching experience, but they're not looking for a solution, for when you tell her to guess the surprise and she guesses it immediately.